Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So today I'm coming on to do another partnership video for Craspire. This time I want to try and use some of these faux vintage ephemera pieces in a bit of a collage to make different things. So this might give you some ideas for journal pockets that you can do, as well as I'm going to make notebooks with these really nice lush long envelopes that I've got. So in case you didn't see my unboxing for Craspire, I ordered 2 packs of faux vintage ephemera. The first pack were these. They're little like receipts and checks, quite mini. I think they're probably about 3.5-ish by about 1.5 inches, so they're quite small. But they're really nice for collaging, which is what I've been doing with them so far. So that was 1 pack, and then I bought another pack, or ordered another pack I should say, they kindly sent me them, which were these, and they're all like postcards, vintage envelopes, letters type prints on them. And again, you know, a really nice size for collaging. So we're going to do something with those today, and we're going to have a bit of fun with wax seals. I've not done wax seal stuff for a while, so I also want to do that today. Okay, so I am bringing to the table, what am I bringing to the table? I have got these long envelopes. Like I say, I want to do a couple of notebooks. And then this one, I'll show you how I made this in a minute. This is a digital, and it's folded into a pocket here, in the side and in the top. So it's 3 pockets in one, and it lays, you know, nice and flat in your journal. And yeah, this has become my new favourite thing to do. And then this was in my like move it on, shop your trash type box. Basically this was a greeting card. I've added a bit of a digital to the front, and then I've just created this little like corner pocket, and then that's going to be a pocket for my journal page. So that's what we're going to be decorating today. So yeah, essentially that's what we're doing. We're decorating bases to make ephemera pieces. But before I get into that, I want to show you how I made that 3-in-1 pocket, in case you've not seen the idea before. I cannot for the life of me remember where I saw the idea. It was a long time ago, and I made those about 6 months ago, so I'm really sorry, I can't remember. But you know, lots of YouTubers out there have pocket videos, so I'm sure it was something like that. Anyway, so I'm going to do it with, I think this is a letter size paper, and I've also got an A4 size. They will make very similar pockets, but I'm going to do it with these 2. So if you take your paper portrait, and then you're just going to fold it in half-ish. Sorry, so you've got a shape that looks like this. So this essentially gives you your back pocket. Now you need to decide what are you going to have as your front. So I think I want these flowers. So we're going to take this and fold it over, almost like you're going to quarter your piece of paper that you started with. But you want to leave a little bit of a gap here for your side pocket, and so we can see this nice border. So that will give you your side pocket, so pocket number 2. And pocket number 3 is going to be in the front here, where we just want to fold over a corner, so you've got another pocket there. I'm going to fold over this corner, like so. There you are. So you've got a pocket here, and in the back. Obviously once we've inked and stuck everything down. So I'm just going to quickly ink whilst I've got a chance to. So I'll just be a minute. So like I say, even if you don't do the decorating stage with me, this might just give you some ideas of, you know, a pocket you can try. For these, it's really good if you've got double-sided papers, because obviously you see, you know, this part here. But, you know, you could always slip another bit of paper in there. I could stencil and stamp this. I'm leaving it like this because it's quite a nice creamy colour. It's not stark white, so I don't mind that. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to glue this triangle down so that it's out of my way. I will do this pocket again with this A4 piece of paper next to me, just so that you can definitely get those folds down right. Okay, and then we want to run some glue just along this edge here, just as far as that triangle goes, to create that pocket. Okay, and then when you fold it over, I'm just going to burnish it down because I realise I've not done that. Help keep it all nice and flat. Lovely. And then we just want to run some glue top and bottom on this side, like so, to create our little side tuck. And then we don't, oh yes we do. I was going to say we don't need to glue up this side, but we do. We need to glue up this side just here for pocket number 3. And I just love how flat these are for journals. They, you know, because we're just using one sheet of paper folded up a bit. I suppose you could probably do this with scrapbooking paper or card. I've only ever done them with paper. Because when you fold things over several times, it can get very thick if you're using anything thicker than, you know, a nice copy paper. But in this case, where we've got things folded over, it doesn't feel weak or anything. Okay, so just as a reminder then, oh, sorry, just grabbing a card thing. We've got our pocket in the front, we've got our side pocket, and we've got our essentially secret back pocket just there. And I realise I think my camera might have slipped whilst I was doing that. Okay, I'm sorry if that did, the camera did move whilst I was doing that, but I am going to do it again so you've got the folds down, and yeah, just in case you missed any of that. Okay, so again we're taking our A4 piece of paper portrait, and we're just going to fold it in half. A really simple pocket when you think about it, but quite effective. And then you just want to fold it over again to give you that side tuck, that little lip. Like so. And then you just want to fold over that top corner. And it's up to you how much you want to fold over that corner. There's no real hard and fast rule. Just go with what, mainly go with the pattern. Maybe you would want to lose less of the pattern on the front or something. Or okay, I think we're wedged in a bit better now. The camera just fell down. Okay, so I was just gluing up that little triangle piece. And then, as I say, we want to glue up this side just as high as that triangle will go. That will give you your first pocket. Again, I just want to burnish these edges down just so everything is nice and flat. Gosh, I've been having all kinds of nightmares with my phone holder. And then we want to just glue the top and bottom here. This is going to be the side tuck piece. So yeah, I definitely need to look into getting a new phone holder or something, because yeah, I can't have it keep falling down on me. There we go. And then we just want to glue up this far side here for pocket number 3. And I've gone a little bit haywire with the glue, but that's fine. Being 3 pockets in one, you know, even if we have narrow pockets, you'll get quite a, you know, quite a nice bit of ephemera in there, several pieces. So yeah, I hope you like the pocket idea. As I say, I'm so sorry that I can't tell you where I saw it, but it would have just been one of these random videos. Oops, sorry. So yeah, we've got a pocket in there, in the side and in the back. And then in terms of size, how you get these, so with that A4 bit of paper, folded up, it comes to just under 6 inches by about 4.5-ish. So a really nice size for a journal page. Okay, so anyway, that was how I got the pocket. I wanted to make sure that you knew that. So you know, going into the decorating phase. I didn't want you to be confused. Okay, so this is one of the prototypes I've got. Now this was a digital that was only printed on one side, so I just popped in some book text just to get rid of the white edge just there. So yeah, that's just something you can do if you've got single-sided paper. Okay, so I want to use these tickety receipt type things, and I'm going to mix them together like that, and then I also want to potentially use some real tickets as well where they go, but I think for this one, I'm going to use one of the postcard type pieces with one of those, and then I'm thinking we're going to have a wax seal in the corner, which is going to look really nice. So I want to get all of these decorated, and then we'll do the wax seal part at the end. So, you know, do bear in mind, I'm not finished, but I do want to get all of these decorated, you know, ready for my stash. And they're nice and neutral as well, so I'll be able to use them in a variety of projects. Okay, so let's pop this one down. So, of course, you can decorate these pockets and notebooks that we've made however you like. This is just how I'm choosing to do it for this partnership. But I tell you what, I've really enjoyed using these pieces in collaging. I really have. I've used them in the altered book, I think so far, for a couple of my collaged pages. And I was saying in those videos that I would like to set up a collage box and have some of these in there, where when I sit down to do a bit of collage, I've just got all the things that I like using for collage in one place. Okay, so simple. As I say, the wax seal is going to help us finish it off. For this one, I think I'll use that darker ticket. So this is a real vintage ticket that I got from a recent haul. I do have an unboxing for those as well. There's a lady off of Instagram. So yeah, as I say, I'm doing really simple design here, with the idea that I'm hoping if I can get the wax seals to play ball today, I think those will, you know, really finish it off. So I hope you're looking forward to the wax seal fun. As I say, I've not used my wax seals for such a long time, so I thought it's probably about time that I do. And then for this piece, I think I'm going to slip in this bit of digital, because this was a, you know, the back of the card is just plain white, so I think I'll do that on this one. I can't remember what I was trying to make when I was making this. I think I was making some kind of like ephemera holder, and when I folded the card in half, I think my paper that I put on the front buckled, and so I ended up just you know, cutting the pieces in half, and then I thought, well, straight away I've got a pocket. And what I do with these things, actually all of these things that we're making today, came out of my I have a box where I keep neutral stuff, like tea-dyed things and this kind of thing, where it can go really in any project because of it being neutral. And when I sit down to do a new project, I'm making sure now to actually go into that folder or that box and pull out these things. So when it comes to the decorating phase, you know, you can decorate them up to suit your project. Okay, I do need to ink around that one, but I'll do that off screen. As I say, a little wax seal down there is going to be really fun. Okay. And then with these envelopes, I want to make little notebooks. So I think these I got from Craspire as well in a previous haul, I think. So these have little flaps for the envelopes, so I'm just folding that over. And then I'm going to take this part of the envelope up, not all the way to that flap, but about 1/8 of an inch away from it. And this is going to be a really cute little notebook. Obviously it just wants some papers adding. And this front part can be our little closure. We could even add an eyelet if we want. So I'm going to use those. And for this one I think I'll use another of the postcards. And I think we might go with that one. Like I say, again, we want to add the wax seals. I think I'll go in the middle. I think that fills that out quite nice. So yeah, I mean, you know, if you don't have these things from Craspire, obviously, you know, you can do this with any types of papers. You could do this with a bunch of scraps even. But I myself am really enjoying these faux vintage ephemeras. That, you know, they're already cut down to a nice little collaging type size, and because they're faux, I'm not scared to use them. You know, if I mess up my project or whatever, well, they were fake in the first place, so it doesn't, you know, you haven't lost much. Which, yeah, so I just want to see how that looks with that folded over. Yeah, I think that would be just fine. And on these little notebooks, I think I'm going to add a little book plate type word to them. Oh, I'm rushing through this part because A, it's simple, but also I'm very excited to get the wax seals out. Okay, and then I just want to, I think if we add that there and then have the wax seal down here, I think would look good. Or I could put it in the middle. Let's go for the middle, and I'm going to give it a good inking so it really stands out. These words I think came from a Shabby Dabby Doodah freebie, I think. So it will be on her website. If it wasn't Tina, it will be Artie Mays. Again, a freebie from her website. I'm afraid I downloaded freebies from both of them about the same kind of time. So I actually can't remember what way round they go, unfortunately. Okay, and again, little wax seal down in the corner. It's going to look really cool. Okay, so last but not least, we've got this one. And I've got one of my stamped tickets that I did in Roxy's weekly challenge. Maybe we could use that one on here. I think I'll have it go the other way though. Like that. Yep. And then have that across there, and again a wax seal in the corner. And straight away, you know, very easily, I've got 4 very useful pieces of ephemera just from bases that I had laying around. So I'm going to hit pause in a minute and grab out my wax seal stuff, because obviously there's a little bit of prep work with getting my desk ready for, you know, getting the wax seal stuff out. So I'll do that now, and I'll give that pocket a little bit of an ink around. I won't add papers to these notebooks just yet. I'll do that after I've done the wax seal, because I'm thinking it will probably be easier to do the wax seals on a relatively flat surface. That's what I'm thinking, rather than, you know, the bulk from having papers inside. So I'll do that after. Okay, so there we go, that's that. So I'll hit pause, and the next time you see me, I will be ready for playing with wax seals, which is always a bit of fun, isn't it? So see you in a tick. Okay, I'm all set up and ready. So I'm using my fern leaf stamp for these. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one first, and I'm thinking to use, I've got sort of a goldy kind of colour. I used to do wax seal stuff a lot when I first got them, but then it's one of those things where you kind of get, because you have to get everything out, you kind of forget to use them. So, you know, having this project with Craspire, you know, kind of reminded me to get out everything. Oops. So I think I'm going to do 2 in this goldy colour. I'm thinking these 2. So I've just put in 6 pellets. I have a whole tray assortment of different colours here. And most of my wax seal stuff actually came from Craspire, so quite fitting that I'm choosing to use them as part of this little partnership. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using these bases. A lot of these things I've been sitting on for a while, and it feels nice to get the wax seal stuff out again. It just means that the video might be a little bit on the long side because obviously, you know, you have to wait for the pellets to melt and that. Whilst I'm sitting here thinking, so I'm thinking the wax seal will be here. Now I do want, I think, a bit of a word coming off here. And given the colours, I'll probably use this in like a woodland type project. No surprises there. So I'm wondering if I've got maybe a... Perfect, that'll do, whilst we're waiting for those wax pellets to melt. And that will be the first time I'm using that fern stamp as well. I got that the last time I did a partnership with Craspire, and yeah, I never ended up using it because this is the first time in a while that I've done them. So I think I'd probably want it about there-ish, I think. So might as well get that down whilst we're waiting for those. And then I don't know if the other ones will want extra decoration. Obviously I kind of went with the idea that I wanted to get all of the bases done with those tickety things, receipts and that. And then from there add the wax seal and then see if they wanted anything else. But I knew looking at this one, I thought, oh, I do want that to come out a bit further, take up the full little pocket there. Right, let's see how we're doing. Oh yes, nearly there. I just give it a little bit of a stir sometimes, just to mainly just to check actually that it is all melted. Okay, wonderful. So here we go. First one. As I say, it is a while since I've done them, so I might be a little bit rusty to start with. But I do prefer doing them on the thing that I'm using because I just think you get a more authentic look compared with like sticking it on. Nice. So I'll just put that to one side and get this other one done now. I think I left that wax on a little bit long, never mind. And then I'll get the next one ready. I do enjoy the wax seal stuff. I just feel like it adds, you know, something to your project. I'm just going to move that over because I need to just glue that a little bit better. Especially with this faux vintage ephemera, I just thought it would be a really nice look for my little collages. Oh, I think I moved. Oh, I moved that bit of paper. I moved the wax seal. Whoops. Never mind. I'm sure I can. Oh, I put that in it. I'm sure I can rectify that in a minute. Oh, did I mention I'm out of practice with the wax seals? But I do think they really do add a lot to a project. There we go. To be honest, I kind of like that it's, you know, melted down. You know, in the olden days, they wouldn't fuss about how perfect it was or anything. They would just plonk it down. So I'm actually okay with it looking a little bit like that. Okay. Well, that's gotten a really nice colour. I've mixed in some like copper with the gold that I've just done, and it's given that a really nice colour. Okay, so we'll do the notebooks. Just wanted that one to spread out a little bit more just to fill up some of that space. Oops, keep dropping them. There we are. Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's so satisfying. You know, a lot of us like the vintage look and, you know, the olden day type stuff. And it's just a lot of fun to play with these things that they would have used in those sorts of days, you know. Just wondering if I should maybe put some lace down the side there or something. I don't know. Like I said, they're not finished yet. I just wanted to get the wax seals all done together. Because if you're going to get everything out, you might as well do, you know, a few projects with them. Oh, I like how that's gone. That's gone really like wide and seal-like. Really cool. Yeah, I'm liking these. I hope you're having fun watching the wax seal stuff. I find it so almost relaxing to watch when I've seen people do them. And yeah, I do love the look of them. This one I want maybe here. Well, that's a really nice red colour. That one's kind of squidged upwards, but that's okay. Right, let me just blow out my candle. Sorry if you get a load of smoky stuff. I'll clean up the wax seal stuff in a minute. I've only got a little bit left in there, so that's fine. Yeah, that one's kind of gone narrow and upwards, but you know what? I like it. I really like that sort of interesting look. So I'm going to hit pause again whilst I let these just dry off and make sure that they are, you know, completely cooled down and everything. So they're almost there, but they just want a little bit more time. And I need to clear up this anyway. So when I come back, we will finish these pieces off. I might add eyelets to these little notebooks and see if they want anything else in my little collage. So I'll be right back. Okay, all those wax seals are nice and dry now. So I was just looking at all of the pieces just to see if they wanted anything else. And I think 3 of them do. And there's no surprises. I was thinking to use some butterflies. So for this one, I felt like, let me just go one at a time. For this one, I felt like I had a bit of a gap up here. So that's why that one's bigger, that one's slightly bigger. So I'm going to have a butterfly there. And then can you see where I've overlapped that ticket with this piece and it looks a bit hinky? I was thinking to have another butterfly there-ish, just to finish off the collage a little bit more. So that's what we're doing with that. I suspect most of these pieces will end up in my woodland autumnal type ephemera box. And I don't mind there being, you know, brown and orange butterflies as part of that. Because a wise woman once told me, you do get butterflies in the autumn months. I think I was saying about it in the when I was doing the altered book, and I was like, oh, I don't know, can I get away with using a butterfly? And yeah, one of my friends in Canada, Caroline, hi Caroline if you're watching, she was saying that you know, she sees butterflies in the autumn months, so I thought, well, if she does, then we can go for it. And this one, I mean, how funny is that? I couldn't believe that I moved that, but I actually quite like the look of it. It looks interesting. And for this one, I think I'm just going to get away with one little butterfly at the top. Again, just to finish it off. Butterflies really do help with that. And then for the very last task, after I've done the next butterfly, for today's video, I'm going to sew in the notebooks. And the reason I'm going to do it on video is because I'm going to do it slightly differently, where I want the closure to be the binding, if that makes sense. So in today's video, it was a decorating type video, but I'm hoping that you would have gotten some good ideas for making ephemera as well. I have just remembered I wanted to just get a little bit of a tea-dyed stencil on this one. I'd love using this stencil. I just felt it wanted a little bit of a something in the corner. It looks a little bit bare. So I just want to come in with some of that. Lovely. And let's go with this one. Perfect. I think that's just finished it off. I'm trying to do that in my collages now. I'm trying to get used to the idea of not having to stick pieces. You know, if you're looking at something and it feels a bit bare, try a bit of stamping or stenciling, and that can just, you know, finish things off. Okay, so we have our large journal pocket. Love how that looks. That one is now finished for now. And then this is the piece I was showing at the beginning where we've got the 3-in-1 pockets. This one just happens to have a melted seal. I just need to get in underneath it actually, a little bit of glue. Oops. I think just where the heat of the wax seal has just lifted the paper underneath it a little bit. I might need to get in with a little bit more glue, but that'll do for now. Really enjoyed doing these. That's that one. Right, let's get these notebooks done, shall we? So I'm going to use twine. Now, unfortunately, my twine is quite thick, so I'm hoping I'm going to like this. So I'm thinking if I do 3 and a bit, the width of my book, that's what we're gonna go for. And I've got these 3 sheets of faux tea-dyed paper. These were actually already in my stash. I just needed to trim them down ever so slightly to size. So height-wise they were perfect. Okay, right. So I'm gonna punch my 3 holes like I would a normal pamphlet stitch. As I say, they're only little notebooks, so right, I'm just going to keep my awl in there so I can see where the hole is, not lose it. Right, fingers crossed I can use this twine, otherwise I'm going to have to get something else. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the twine to fit through my needle, so yeah, I've realised that that's probably just too thick. So I've got some of my gold sparkly twine instead, because if these are going to go into my autumnal projects, they will you know, the gold will work just fine for that. Okay, so we're going to start from the outside. Okay, and I want to leave enough string on the outside, this long bit here, to be my closure. So I'm going to leave a long tail, and we're just going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch like we would normally do. The difference is that we were starting from the outside and going in rather than the other way around. So we're going to go up through the top or bottom hole, and then again through the other final hole. Paper is moving. Perfect. Okay, we're in. Okay, and then we're going to go out through the middle, like so. So that is our little 3-hole pamphlet stitch. I'm just going to get rid of the needle before I poke myself with it. And I just want to double check that I haven't gone through my threads. So you're going to take one thread on one side of your string and one side thread on the other, and we're just going to pull that tight. Okay, I just want to check. It's only a little notebook, so it should be fine. Just want to check that it's actually tightening up. Okay, and then we're going to tie a knot so that we capture our thread, and I like to do a double knot just to be sure. I've got way too much twine here, but best to have too much than not enough. So that is our binding. I think that's tight enough. And then from here we can wrap our twine around. So I'm going to do it a couple of times, seeing as I've got plenty of thread. And then we can tie a little bow. And it's our binding and our closure at the same time. Kind of like that. And then because this is sparkly twine, it does have a tendency to fray. So I'm just going to tie a knot at the bottom of each of these threads. Now you could maybe add some beads to this, be quite nice, but I'm not going to myself, just because I don't want to put more pressure on the binding. So let me just tie the knot. There we go. And then I'm just going to cut underneath my 2 knots. And faff with my bow, the usual. And there you go. That is your binding and your twine together. And of course that bow and the sparkle and everything, you know, just gives the project a little bit more interest. So shall we do that again, just so that you're definitely sure? Okay, so I've got my papers. That's weird, I've got 4 there. Don't need that many. I'm just doing 3 because they're only little notebooks to go in a journal, so. These ones were a little bit taller. Again, they were just scraps, so I'm just using what I got. Okay. Yeah, that should be fine. So again, we're going to poke our three holes. And I'm going to keep that in because once again I've forgotten to thread my needle. So grab this twine. I've had this in my stash absolutely ages, this gold twine. I actually bought it for when I used to do embroideries. I would make constellations using this thread. You know, I would have like midnight blue fabric and I would use the gold twine to, you know, do the stars, and I would do little like initials to look like your initials were being spelled out in stars. That kind of a thing. They look very pretty. But of course it means I've got stacks of this embroidery thread where I don't really do embroideries anymore. Okay, so right, finish with the ball, put that out of the way. Okay, so again we're going to start from the outside, middle hole. Again, you just want that tail to be long enough where you're going to be able to tie your bow and wrap it around itself, so that should be fine. And come out through one of your other holes. Get in a faff with the length of string that you've got, as always, and come out through whichever hole you've not done yet. Lovely job. I've said it before, notebooks like this, small notebooks, are a great way to learn your binding methods. Or practice your binding methods without the pressure of it being a full-blown, you know, big journal that you've spent hours and hours, days and days working on, you know. So I definitely recommend doing this quite a few times if you are new to binding journals. Okay, so once again we want 1 thread on each side of that middle string. Make sure that we've not gone through our thread, which in this case I have, no matter. So if you pull your strings and they feel like they're joined together, then what you can do is you can go in and just unhook them from each other. And it does take practice with knowing when you've done it, but I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, and probably won't be able to focus, but I don't know if you can see, but I've gone through the binding thread, so I need to dislodge these from each other. So it looks like I've just gone through one tiniest little hair that was sticking out, so that should be it. Like I said, it does take practice to know when you've done that. Don't worry about it if you are new, especially not for a little notebook. Okay, so we're going to knot that and double knot. Yeah, I'm glad I went for the gold twine actually. So it was a good job the baker's twine didn't work, because I'm loving that bit of gold. So wrap it around a couple of times and then tie our bow. Yeah, lovely. I hope that was clear what I was doing. As I say, it's basically just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch, but from the outside in, starting on the outside so that you can tie a bow on the outside of your little notebook. And I think that was the last thing that I wanted to do today. So yeah, the video is probably a little bit long, sorry about that. I just came on to do a bit of simple decorating and collage, and then I thought, oh well, whilst I'm here I best show you how I'm going to actually make all of the pieces of ephemera, because even if you're not interested in the decorating part, it might have given you some ideas of, you know, pockets and notebooks for your journals. Maybe. I hope it did anyway. Okay, right, there we go. That was the last piece. So we've got our little notebook. I really love those wax seal embellishments on there, and yeah, that faux vintage ephemera is just my new favourite thing to collage with. So that's those two. And then we've got our 2 alternative pocket pieces. So I hope that you've enjoyed that little video. I hope you've enjoyed seeing those pieces come together, and that's given you some ideas. So thank you again to Craspire for sending me those goodies to play with. There is a discount code. I know I've probably mentioned it, but I'm mentioning it again. There's a discount code in the description box for 10% off your order if you do want to shop with Craspire. And the products that I've used today will be linked down below. So I was playing with the vintage ephemera from this time around. Craspire did also send me the wax seal stuff, and I think these envelopes actually, in a past partnership. So where I can find all of the links, I'll link them. Or if you've got any questions, just let me know. Okay, thanks so much then everyone. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you like these pieces, and we'll speak soon for now. I think I tried to say we'll speak soon and bye-bye for now. Rambled into one just then, so you get the idea. We'll speak soon.